slavery. Does Paul support slavery? Here's the thing. In Titus 2, 9 through 10, Paul is talking about slaves to be obedient to their masters. This does not support slavery. Let me get this straight. This does not support slavery. What this is a bad situation that we're supposed to be behaving in a certain way as a Christian. And by the way, this isn't just for slaves at the time. This is generally what a Christian is supposed to be doing, not just a slave. The reason Paul would have said this is simply put it, live your faith in the situation that you're in, whether it be at work and you're around a group of non-believers that are blaspheming God and doing the worst. You're supposed to be that Christian in that situation. And it might draw someone to talk to you about Christianity. It might not always. In Paul's other writings, he talks about what slaves are supposed to do with their masters, like to the Ephesians. He says slaves are supposed to obey their masters, and then he says a couple lists of things. On the back end of that, he says, hey, masters, you're supposed to do the exact same to the slaves. In the letter to Philemon, Paul completely uproots the slave master mindset when he tells a master of a slave, hey, by the way, this guy is a Christian. Take him as you would take me. Accept him as you would accept me. Completely destroying the whole fact about him being a slave. And he was a runaway at that. In the time and culture, that was the death penalty for a slave. And then in Scripture, as well as the New Testament, it also says there is no Jew nor Gentile. It also says there is no slave nor free, completely uprooting this aspect that Paul or Scripture supports, or even the New Testament points to supporting slavery. I'll give it a very clear example. If I'm driving a car and I get pulled over unjustly and I get given a ticket for speeding, I was not speeding. And the Bible talks about this, right? It says, hey, if you are given this ticket unjustly, you're supposed to obey the law and continue in good faith and not talk back. Does the Bible now condone the behavior of the cop that gave me that ticket? No, it does not. It's saying, hey, the behavior might not be right, but this is the way you're supposed to act in the case that happens. In the same way that it does not support the fact that the cop is acting unjust, is the same way the New Testament does not support slavery. It's telling us what to do in the instance of that.